Hello everybody, what is going on? It's your girl Rose here, back at it again with another Stories from the Savagelands video. The first fresh, brand new video of Stories from the Savagelands here on the main channel. I've already put out a video, well, I haven't done it yet, but by the time this video goes up, I will have put up a video saying that Rose the Dungeon Master no longer exists. Everything's being migrated over to the main channel, so that's that. If you guys have not watched the last episode, what the heck are you guys doing? You guys have no excuse. I've got a huge mega compilation of episodes 1 through 10 and chapters, not episodes, chapters 11 through 12 up on the main channel. They'll be up here in the cards for you guys. Go catch up. But if you just need a quick refresher, the Moon Shadows officially met with the CEO. He kind of took them into a private room, and shit kind of went south because turns out, surprise, surprise, he is out to kill them because of secrets from church not wanting to get out. Shit kind of went south. They kind of killed the CEO of MedCorp, and now they're kind of dealing with the consequences of their actions as the alarms have now sounded, and the party's in for a rude awakening. I'd like to establish real quick, everybody gets one free reroll from the DM, just because, yeah, combat, there's going to be a lot of combat here, so get ready for that. But, knowing my players, I say there's going to be a lot of combat, and they get it done in, like, 2 fucking rounds. Love you guys! Anyways!
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Enough chit-chat, let's get right into it. So, the alarms have sounded as you guys, you know, walk out the door, which you notice is now unlocked. You guys walk out the door, the alarms are blaring, and right in front of you guys is one very big looking robot. He's kind of like hovering off the ground, and he looks like, think like your standard police officer uniform, but very big, very muscular. You notice that in one hand, like one of his arms is like a blade, and in the other hand, it's like kind of transformed into a cannon. And you see 2 lackeys kind of standing beside him, and he says, "Stand down immediately, or we shall execute you."
I think that maybe we should get out of here. There's literally no reason to stay.
All right, what's anybody want to do anything? Are we going quietly, or are we putting up a fight?
I've got to say, Rex's first instinct is to look at this thing and go, well, at least you're not as shoddy of craftsmanship as the last
one. Maybe we should
let's explain what happened and see if maybe, you know, we can get them to understand tongue-tied, why we did what we did in the first place.
All right, who's going to be leading the conversation?
Oh,
do you want to do it, or should I?
Of incredible auditory skills, and the ability to talk clearly and plainly to individuals who may not have our best interests at heart. I'm pointing towards, of course, my paladin friend over here, because I clearly don't.
All right. Jaxo Knight, you have the floor.
So I will step a little forward so I'm in front of everybody else. As I rarely do, I actually do have my shield equipped for the moment. And I'm gonna look at, it's the large one you described as looking like an officer that's leading the situation.
Yep.
So I'm going to look at him and just, as calmly as I can. Okay. Dear friend, perhaps if you could spare the moment, we could explain what took place in the other room and why there was a need for such barbarity.
Explain yourself.
Well, it seems that, while I'm sure he may have occasionally been quite the lovely gent, as soon as we stepped into the confines of that space, your comrade, whatever he was to you, I'm uncertain, felt the need, due to some information that my friends and I are in possession of, to attempt a bloody homicide. And sadly, we were unable to cease his behaviors without ending his life. Though, believe me, we attempted to plenty.
Go ahead and roll me a charisma check.
Just flat charisma?
Just flat charisma at advantage.
Yay. Okay, so that rolled once just bad. Okay, so that's a 12, since it's just two separate straight rolls instead of me actually hitting the advantage button.
All right, no worries. So with a 12, the bot kind of looks you up and down, and he says, "How do we know your story is true? There are no cameras in that room."
Oh, I do believe that he is correct. I've witnessed the CEO attempted a homicide.
The bot kind of, once again, kind of looks you all this time kind of up and down, and he says, "Come with us," as he turns around and starts moving towards moving down the hallway.
As we're walking, I'll make a comment to myself that's just intentionally loud enough for him to hear it and go, "There's plenty of mages in this town. Could they not just view our memories?"
Very good point.
Ooh, that is true.
So the bot, the head honcho kind of dismisses what you're saying as you are taken into a private room that's just straight up concrete. However, there are a bunch of chairs with helmets kind of hovering over them, and the head honcho looks you up and down, and he points with his blade arm towards the chairs, and he says, "Everyone take a seat."
Okay. I plop myself
Um,
down on the seats.
Can I roll an insight before I sit down?
Yeah, go ahead and
Yes.
roll insight.
All right.
Yeah. Is the DC higher than 14?
The DC is not higher than 14.
I've got a 22 to see if this is a trap.
Anyone with
Oh.
a passive insight over 10 will automatically knows that these chairs are nothing harmful. If anybody wants to make a tech check, which as a refresher just uses your intelligence modifier, that's a skill specific to the Savagelands.
Does a 16 succeed?
A 16 does succeed. Hugin, you've seen this type of machinery before. This is basically just a thing where when the helmet goes on, it projects your vision, your memories, for people to see, and basically they're just trying to use this as a way to see if you're telling the truth.
Oh,
All right, then I'm just gonna plop down.
I don't really see
Same.
any.
Do it so we don't get suspicious.
But what these robots don't know is that I've already pictured said ordeal to where we look like the victims. I'm explaining this out of character of sort.
Technically, we're the victims.
No, yeah, you don't have to do that. You guys were the victims. He was trying to kill
It was
you.
literally
I'm
We'll
doing this
tell
for
on
a
you.
comedy
No
purpose.
stab.
This is a
Okay.
comedy purpose.
So you guys sit down, the helmets lower over your guys' head, and for Hugin, Rexius, and Max, everything that normally plays out normally. First, Church, I'm gonna have you make what? I guess a deception check. Yeah, it would be a deception check. Make a deception check to see if you can properly, uh, play this out.
Okay, so I actually did want this to fail because that's part of the comedy.
So you try to like make it seem a little bit different than normal, but for the most part, everything kind of just matches up with everyone else. And so after the security bots review the footage, the helmets raise up, and the head honcho is like, we see now that there was no reason to be alarmed. You have a chance to leave peacefully. We suggest you take it.
Well, we can't exactly fight against this. Let's just do it.
We should go. We clearly have other means of dealing with this right now.
But wait,
True.
about Bucket. Can we
I
bring Bucket
pull you
back?
aside. I pull you aside. Oh, where they have an arcade shop in this town, correct? They sell magical scrolls. And one of those scrolls is capable of bringing someone back to life. It is called Revivify. We simply need one of them. We don't need any of this.
Hmm.
All
We
right.
should just go.
So everybody in agreement to leave?
My main thing is that if we were going to try and do this without their agreeing to it, the most sensible thing would be either to try and go through like the black market, or to have the smartest and the sneakiest of us just come in and do it when no one's here.
Oh, well, I am the sneakiest. I'm not the smartest.
Leave the facility.
It needs a joint effort with sneaky.
All right. So you guys leave the facility, and geez Louise, this is what I'm freaking talking about, you guys.
On the way out, hold on. On the way out, can I attempt a I can't reference it without referencing a movie, unfortunately. But kind of like an unseen thievery check.
Unseen thievery. Okay, what are you?
Basically sleight of hand, but it's like in the concept of the robots don't notice it.
So a pickpocket.
I know I'll still roll for it, of course.
Yeah,
basically
I'm just trying to figure out like what you're trying to take.
Let's just say I made this suggestion post
God damn it!
episode
Not
from
this
last
again.
time. No,
I
trust me, this is worth it.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Please,
all right,
please,
yeah,
please, please.
make that
18. Yes.
Okay.
Yes!
I will say, if you're like looking to grab like a sheet of paper or something, you're successfully able to do it.
Oh, not just any sheet of paper.
Oh.
All right. I don't think this was discussed on camera last session, so why don't we go ahead and tell the viewers exactly what the hell is going on here?
So once we've left and everything, I'm going to just pull the group aside and be like, shall we make this our business?
Ooh.
And I'm going to be holding the deed to the entire place.
I see. Let's make it our business, and of course we're going to be better than this guy.
Exactly my point, my fluffy little friend.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a percentile dice, just to see if it was in a place that like could so easily be grabbed. Otherwise, we might have to do some more dice rolls for you to try and kind of figure out where it is. So,
Yeah, I mean, we could also like sneak in and just yoink it if this comes to.
so
You
it
know.
was going to be if high, it was like right there, like when you first walk in, like right above the reception desk type thing, and low, you guys were gonna have to find it. It's high. You were successfully able to steal the deed to the business to the
I mean,
MedCorp hospital.
I wasn't a child thief for nothing.
Oh, geez,
Of
Louise,
course,
you guys
of
make me
course.
want to drink
I
sometimes.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to ask
toss it to
Rose, did
Max
you
so
ever
she
read
can
the
keep it completely
backstory things
safe.
that I sent you for Rex?
One more time, Jackson Knight.
The backstory things I sent you for Rex, did you ever get around to reading them?
Yes, I did get around to reading them.
So when Church suggests making it our business, because Rex has a small amount of experience with actual business, so I kind of want to lean in and go, I have the perfect way to do that. And I essentially want to like draw up a contract that looks like he signed it over to R&R Industries in exchange for some amount of money or something like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That works. And I did incorporate the R&R Industries from your backstory into the world, so it is a legit business. Yeah. You guys, we'll come back to the whole deed thing here in just a moment. I kind of want to figure out like where you guys are gonna be like crashing and whatnot. There are like a few hotels nearby, or well, in this case, inns. There are a few inns nearby if you guys want to rent out a room there. Um,
All right. I think that we should procure while we are here, a, a revivify scroll or two. Um, I will more than happily bring back our goblin friend if this is the case. Um, I do not know how much it's going to cost, though.
um,
That's
all right. So, is everyone kind of in agreement to swing by and pick up a revivify scroll first?
I
Yep.
actually wanted to talk to Percy anyways,
yes.
but I do
I
need to go
have
grab one thing. I'll be right back.
two
Alrighty.
revivify scroll. One for me for a little bit later to add to my book, and one for right now.
All right.
For our deceased friend, which I will never allow to die again.
All right.
All right.
So, we will wait for Jackson Knight to return. But before I end the clip for right now, or end the recording for just a brief. Oh, hey, he's back. That was
I only
quick.
needed a second. I just had to run upstairs and grab this off my nightstand.
All right. So you guys, walk your way back to Percy's shop, and you see as you walk in, there's kind of like a TV that you guys may or may not have noticed kind of in the corner, and there is a news broadcast that is currently talking about the death of the CEO of MedCorp. And
Man, they're on top of that.
you guys hear the TV, and a female reporter is talking. It seems that a group of unknown heroes or villains has
Wow.
has killed the CEO of MedCorp, Richard Corp. Investigations are being done right now as to who will inherit the company.
He probably didn't have anything on him.
Nobody saw what happened. However, local security force says that there is nothing to worry about, and these heroes were in the right. We will update you with more news as the story continues.
What if
Church
we
is
just
just
go
gonna
to the area
is just
just
gonna
to
be
say,
sit.
hey, he tried to shoot us. He was eating.
Church is just gonna be
I
sitting down in the shop, eating a small snack, and he goes, and so it begins.
You
hello.
see Percy kind of like zoned into the TV, almost kind of like, cat eyes when they get really big when they're like super interested in something. You see that,
Yeah.
and he almost like does not notice you're there until he gets back. Like commercials start playing, and he kind of, oh, hi, hello, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. How long have you all been standing there?
Not too long. Don't worry about it.
I want to tell them the actual truth about what actually happened in there.
I think that we are here to procure some scrolls of a revivify. We recently had a goblin friend has met an
I heard
untimely
of the
and
bucket.
to cast gentle repose on him, sustaining the time limit so that he could be brought back with the simpler revivify.
Yeah, I
But
remember you guys. You guys were the ones who bought the soul gem. I was kind of wondering why you guys didn't come to me. I do have a scroll of revivify lying around.
I would like that. We can bring back our goblin friend.
Of course, of course. Let me just take a look in here. You see him kind of shuffling through the chest, and finally, after a little bit of time, he pulls out the scroll and he says, well, yeah, here it is. I'm asking, well, because you guys are like kind of my friends, but I need to be professional. Screw it. 100 gold pieces, or well, whatever the currency is here. Jeez Louise.
They never
Um,
tell us anything about the currency around here.
I
are
did
we gonna need
briefly
anything other than
mention.
the scroll to use the spell, though?
One more time, Jack.
I'm wondering if we need anything besides the scroll, because doesn't Revivify also usually need like what is it, 100 gold worth of jewels, something like that?
Normally,
I might be thinking of a different spell
We have each.
as like spell components.
I speak up. Normally that would be the case. But when you use a scroll, that is what is expected. The reason why I wanted another one was so that I could learn it and put it in my book. But if I use the scroll to bring back the goblin, well, the scroll is gone, but he will come back. So I mean, either way, we're still getting back our friend, even if I don't get to add it to my book right away.
All right, so out of character, I just want to make sure I'm understanding properly. A scroll incorporates the spell components, so you don't need the spell components, correct?
Correct. When you use a spell scroll, the cost of the spell scroll basically just casts the spell.
All right, that makes sense. So, and I know I did kind of go into a little bit of detail, and in fact, I could pull up the document of, geez Louise, I got a lot of freaking, I have got a lot of documents on my Google Docs. Uh, okay, all right. I finally got it here. I guess I'm gonna need to start pulling this up while you guys are here. So he is going to ask for 100 cores, which is basically the equivalent of gold pieces. And when you guys first arrived into the town, you guys converted most, if not all, of your currency into
Red
fragments.
chips.
Yeah, fragments, sparks, cores, and nova. And that goes from copper all the way to platinum. Nobody uses electrum pieces.
All right. Well,
Literally.
anybody else have the other 50? I can put up 50.
I'm just gonna scrounge my inventory.
Which is what I'm trying to say. If somebody has 50, I can put up 50, and then we can get this scroll.
There's no need to worry about that. I can just pay for it.
Are you sure? Now I feel bad.
I needed to come back here and speak with Percy anyways.
All right.
Right.
So Rexius, you place the cores down on the table. The the scroll is then handed to you, which I assume you then hand to Hugin,
Yeah.
and then Percy he looks up to you, Rexius, and he says, is this a private matter? Do your friends need to leave, or
Well, so I'm gonna look around at them, and Rex kind of plays through things he's been through, everything they've gone through, and he goes, "It's more of a business matter."
business? All right. I'm fine with business. If you're okay with your friends being here, that's totally fine. I just wanted to see if this was like a one-on-one thing, or if you're talking business and the group is part of your business.
No, they're not part of the business, but I don't think them being here for negotiations will be unnecessarily relevant either way.
All right. Well, what exactly were you wanting to talk about?
So I'm not sure if our reach is this far. Have you ever heard of a company called R&R Industries?
Uh,
We
I
manufacture everything.
I think I've uh yeah, I think I have. Uh,
I am a representative of said corporation, and I was wondering if you would be interested in producing some products for us. I also intend to speak with one or two of the other shopkeepers here in town, but I wanted to speak with you first,
oh,
especially because some of them are quite magical.
so I'll be totally transparent with you. I don't make my own magic items. I kind of order them from another place. It's Eben's
Oh,
Everything Warehouse. It's kind of it's not here in Ironhelm. It's in one of the other settlements. So you would have to talk to Eben. Because uh, I don't like I buy these things from him and then he sends them to me.
Of course. Could you send him a notice of some kind so that when we presumably do pass through the area, he knows to stop and have a chat with me?
Understood. Yeah, I can definitely let him know.
And I will make sure to inform him that you will be, at very least, the first to carry any of the products.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Some of them I think you'll take a personal liking to.
All right. Well, was there anything else you needed?
Um, no, I do believe that's all.
All right.
But, and so since Rex is always carrying like a notebook or two, during downtime, he would make like just the picture version of different, ideas he had. One of the ideas is essentially just a card game. Could I have a non-magic deck for it with me that I could just set down for him to play around with when he's got the time or when he feels like it?
Yeah. Sure.
So I'll set down basically just a little stack of trading cards with like a rules card on top. Like, that's just for you.
Oh. Okay.
oh.
I'll definitely look into it.
I mean, you do get bored, and you do have this TV that, for some reason, your eyes widen so much.
Oh, sorry. That's a thing of whenever I'm like really interested in something, my eyes widen. It's a tabaxi thing.
Everyone enjoys the telly.
What is a telly? Just turn.
I'm gonna stare at Max. I'm just gonna go. That's a term for a television. Telly is just a nickname for it.
You
And
guys are
yes,
weird.
Rex is British.
I just look at you guys are weird.
All right. Well, after procuring the Revivify scroll and talking about business stuff, You guys head out. Are you guys ready to head into the inn for the night?
Yeah.
I did want to talk to the shopkeeper or the owner of the one of the tech shops, the one that prioritizes quality over price.
Forge of Innovation.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to them as well for exactly the same purpose, but because a couple of the things that he's come up with, he thinks would make the most sense as a mixture of technology and magic, rather than being strictly one or the other.
Okay, that makes sense. So you walk back into the Forge of Innovation. You see Kara there. Um, she smiles and greets you, and we'll keep this part short because I know some people are chomping at the bit to see Bucket. Max.
Hey,
Max is slowly going insane, but it's okay. I'm partially doing this to make Max wait longer.
can I just? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give the shopkeeper. I'm just gonna give the shopkeeper catnip.
I totally got this. I know
I'm
exactly.
giving Percy catnip just for this.
All right, so basically the short version is she's more than willing to take a look into it. She's got some projects she's working on right now, so she can't do anything right now. But if you're still, she basically says if you're still in town when those projects are done, she'll come find you and talk more business.
All right, that works for me.
All right, so let me see if I put any ins in here. Knowing my dumbass, I probably didn't. Balls. All right, so basically you guys head to an inn. The cheapest one you guys can get. One room is going to be a core for a core a night. So and they do have rooms that accommodate larger groups. So basically the one room you guys are going to need is going to cost a core. Unless everybody wants separate rooms, but I kind of figured everybody wanted one room.
It makes more sense to just have one room.
All right. Put the goblin on the bed or some place where the goblin will be comfortable.
I mean, once the Gabo is alive, we can just put him in the bucket, and the bucket and literally just bring bucket with us.
Will be the case once he's alive. Till then, place him someplace where I can
The
see
bucket.
him. Do as I say.
Oh, Hugin's gotten all serious all of a sudden.
You're just just scratching her head. Is like, what am I supposed to do? I don't even know what to tell you.
The bed.
All right, so Bucket gets set down gets set down on a table, and it's been a while since I've had anyone who's used spell scrolls. So is there like a check you need to make, Hugin, or does it auto succeed?
I actually think that there is, but I am very confident in my ability to succeed. I need to make a DC because it is a level 3. I think it's a DC 13 Arcana check because I'm one level above my current level of spells of which I can cast. If it were just a mere level 3, if I was level 5, I could just cast it no problem.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Go ahead and roll for Arcana.
Keep in mind, DM, I have the lucky feat. So
Lucky feat and a free reroll from yours truly. Looks like you don't need either of those because with the 15, you are able to read the writing on the scroll. You see the wound that was made in Bucket's chest begin to close up as holy energy envelops Bucket as she seems to levitate a little bit and then is gently set back down. For a moment you're like, wait, did I do this right? And then all of a sudden she
Very well.
what?
I give Bucket a big hug.
Oh my! Oh, hello. Where am I? What happened?
So you kicked the bucket literally, and you're here alive.
All right. I am going to cast Healing Word on the goblin. He gains back 6 hit points.
You've seen too much. It was agony watching you. You know.
And then I am going to explain. I brought you back to life. You're welcome.
Well, thank you. I've never had a group of friends care for me, so
Guys, we
thanks.
care so much. Also, I would rather kill everyone in this damn room if you die again.
And rest assured, I'm sure you would have done the same thing for any of us.
That means a lot.
Bucket's gonna
Bucket.
notice that there's someone he has not met yet, which just happens to be Church.
No, churches. Everyone here has been there. The only one, I mean, she briefly met Thaw Mama, but she kind of just disappeared. Basically, everybody here she knows.
Mm-hmm.
I have done.
Speaking of which,
I have kept my
Bucket,
word.
from one healer to another, just remember, you're not any help to your friends if you're dead. Look
Well,
after yourself first, all right?
all right.
Bucket, if you die, and I will be sad.
And then I'm just gonna mess up. I'm just gonna ruffle Bucket's hair, and then go. Now I'm going to bed.
All right. So you guys head to bed. You get a good night's sleep, long rest. Everybody gets their spell slots, HP, all of that.
Church's place of resting in this room, if there is one, is like
I sleep with Bucket.
like in the under part of the roof where there's like that little how do I
The rafters, I think, is what he's.
thank you.
referring
Thank
to.
you, that's the word I was looking for.
Okay, yeah.
Basically he's sleeping in the rafters.
So, you guys get a good night's sleep. However, in the middle of the night, you guys are woken up to the sound of scratching on the window. You guys see here. You guys hear scratching on the window. Is anybody going to investigate?
Yeah.
I'm
Church
gonna
is-
investigate the windows. While holding Bucket, really, I'm just like, I need to keep an eye on Bucket while I'm also doing this so that Bucket does not get hurt again.
Actually, you know what? Having the panda do it doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Check out scratching at the window.
All
So
right,
as you guys walk up to the window, you see a falcon. To all of you guys, this falcon looks very familiar. It's Church's falcon.
Oh, hey Church, your falcon.
There you are, Boyle. I was wondering where you went.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that I was rewatching the first episode and I realized you had mentioned you had a bird companion, and in literally every intro I've done for Savagelands, the picture you sent me is with the bird, and I was like, crap, I don't think he remembers the bird exists. Let me kind of bring
No,
bring
Church
him back.
remembered, but I didn't want to rush the return.
The bird just feels betrayed.
So,
No, not really. I guess I never did mention where the bird was at all throughout the entire series. So to say I forgot out of character is actually accurate. But
so
in character, Church never did forget.
Okay, makes sense. So Max kind of shouts out to
Yep.
you, Church, "Hey, your Falcon's here," and you hop down, you open the window.
Oh,
He
let me put my thespian skills to this. Oh, Boyo's back. Let him in. Let him in.
Okay, I open a damn window really loudly.
the window opens up super loud. You kind of hear a banging on the wall. "Hey, I'm trying to sleep over here." And
Hey, so did you find what I asked you to look for, Boyo? No,
the
the Falcon's literally that's the Falcon's actual name.
Boyo kind of shakes his head and hops up on your chest and kind of nuzzles up against you.
I missed you too, laddie. I missed you too.
All right, so with Boyo now properly incorporated back into the story, basically, how Boyo will work is kind of like what we did with Cindric's Griffin animal companion. It will always act right after you. So whatever initiative you roll, just immediately the bird goes next. Or you could always switch it to where Boyo goes first and then you go second, however you want to do it. But you guys head back to bed, you go to sleep, and waking up the next morning, Church, you still have the deed to the MedCorp hospital. Is today the day you guys kind of do some illegal shit?
I mean, we do also have the contract.
If
What are you talking about illegal? It's not illegal.
You're
If
right,
Nothing
you're
illegal.
right. Morally gray.
No.
Yes.
No. You know what it is?
What?
It's a shenanigan.
I consider it more or less a form of philanthropy.
Don't look at us like we did anything wrong.
Okay, so for the viewers, what I just did was give our dungeon master some serious nostalgia, calling back to an old adventure we did once before.
I swear, one of these days I'm gonna sit down and properly do like the story time of like the adventures of the Shenanigang, because that was one of the first campaigns I ever completed and it was absolutely amazing.
Viewers, be ready for that. You're in for
Yours
butt
be
gusting
alive.
laughter.
Oh yeah, butt gusting laughter, emotional tears, and it's just an up and down roller coaster. But let's get back to the morally gray stuff at hand.
Don't look at us like we've done anything wrong.
I'm totally looking at you guys like you did something wrong. What you're doing is totally
We're just the next
illegal.
generation shenanigan. That's all we are. Anyway, let's do this.
All right,
But we are
so
doing good.
what you guys are basically gonna be doing is some forgery. So forgery. What?
Good thing we have a rogue for that.
I will say the only thing we have to forge is his signature,
Let your rogue do it.
because the contract would be legitimate anyway.
Fair
It's
enough.
just forging his signature.
So
I'm
what
trying to
particular-
figure out what skill check would be needed to do a forgery.
Calligrapher's tools, maybe?
Maybe?
Maybe.
What I'm gonna go ahead. No, it wouldn't be performance.
I feel like, although that feels like that would kind of be the closest thing.
Yeah, performance really would be the kind of the closest thing. So whoever's gonna be doing the forgery attempt, if it is Max, if it's you, instead of charisma, I will let you add your your dex, and because it's forgery and rogues are really good with forgery, I'll let you add your proficiency as well. So it's instead of charisma, it would be D20 plus dex plus proficiency.
So it's a D20 of Dex and let's see.
Either that or. So I would say if we're going to rule it as performance, it should either be me or Max, because my charisma is high enough, and with the ruling that you just gave, plus I can take the other one can take the help action to supply advantage.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, and real quick, out of character for future episodes and reference, I did do a quick Google check. For a rogue's forgery check in D&D 5e, the ideal skill to use is sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay, yeah, we can so totally just do
There you
that
go.
then.
Oh my god, an 18!
I'm still taking the help action either way.
Okay, go ahead and
So
I was like confused on each of these rolls, so go ahead. I have an 18, and you can assist if you feel like it.
yeah, so that means you have advantage on the roll.
all right. So yeah, basically, Max, just roll again and take the higher of the two because Rexius took the help action.
I'll take the 18. The highest the second roll was a 17. The highest was my 18.
All right. So with an 18, I just kind of want to make sure I've got everything properly thought up for this forgery. Basically, it's one of those, in the event of my death, the company goes to RR&R Industries, correct?
Yep.
And you know, you have, and Jack Rexius, you got some sort of like proving identification to prove you are part of RR&R Industries, correct?
There are three owners for RR&R Industries, and then that is two tiefling. Both of them have green skin, but it's like different shades of green. And then one white tiefling, which is Rexius, and he's got a whole lot of like RR&R Industries stuff on his person, including like essentially just a copy of the paperwork just to prove that he's one of their 3 CEOs.
Okay. All right. So, I guess it's time to deliver this illegal forgery to to the MedCorp hospital. So you go there, and the receptionist bot who greeted you guys the last time you were here, and she says, "Hello. What seems to be the trouble today? How can I help?"
Going off what was shown on the news, it appears more that I can assist you. It seems that in the absence of your late chairman, there has been a bit of confusion as to who is supposed to be in charge, and I would simply like to alleviate any confusion, and I'm going to hold the documents in my hand.
All right. So she says, "Please present the documents, please."
And I'll lay out all of them.
All
So
right.
I lay out the contract, out the deed I do not set down. I'm still holding that. And simply like I'll lean a little further forward so that I'm about eye level with them, because I'm assuming they're sitting down. And it's just Rexius Maelstrom at your service.
All right. Everything's gonna lie on this D20 right here. She is making basically an insight check to see if it's forged. And we'll say, Max, since the highest you got is an 18, that is the DC she needs to beat. I will full on just excuse the mess. I'm
Come
actively
on,
working on
get a one,
cleaning.
get a one.
All right, so this right here, and I will let you guys say that I did give you guys a reroll at the beginning of the session. If you want to use it, so that way I roll disadvantage, one person at a time.
You know what? Yeah, I'll impose disadvantage for.
All right, so blue and red, whichever one's the lowest, is the one she has to take. She has no active bonuses to insight.
Oh.
There is a 16. It's kind of upside down, but and a 10.
A 10.
She does not make it. She does not see it as a forgery.
All right, so she looks over the documents and she says, "Well then, it seems everything is in order. Um, my apologies for not transferring ownership to you sooner."
Oh,
And
it's fine. I assumed he'd made a simple paperwork mistake.
she begins typing out on the computer and prints out something to hand to you, and she says, "This is the brand new deed that has your name instead of our late CEO's name. And congratulations, the building of MedCorp is now property of R&R Industries."
Perfect. I will also be needing at least. There's access cards and everything to like open doors, or is it just opening the door?
Access cards, yeah.
So I'll lean. I'm already like leaning down like this one. I'm going to need about 8 full access cards.
She takes a look around. She sees you, Church, Hugan, Max, and Bucket, and she says, "Are these your business associates?"
Oh yes.
I'll look around, and because he doesn't want to be outright lying, he's going to tell her they're simply my staff, but if I need something done, I send one of them if I do not need to do it myself.
Understood. I will have those access cards printed out for you momentarily. She clickety clacks on the keyboard, and 8 access cards kind of stack up on top of each other, and she hands them to you, Rexius, and says, "Thank you so much for helping clear up the confusion, Mr. Rexius."
Of course. And I'll take 2 of them because I'm assuming there's like a name spot, and there'll be one that says Rexius, one that says Romulus, and one that says Remus. And Rex will put all of those into it.
R. That's clever.
Yeah, the other 2 tieflings, the green ones, are important NPCs in his backstory. The 3 of them founded the company. One of them is Remus. He's like almost like a diseased kind of green, and he is a sorcerer. He's all magic, whereas Remus is more of a radioactive, like glowing green. He is technology and inventions and fire.
All right. So, congratulations, you guys. I wasn't expecting this. You guys make me want to drink sometimes. I swear. So you guys now
Because
successfully own MedCorp, the MedCorp hospital here in Ironhelm. You guys officially own that.
I love
You
it.
know
What
what,
a
Rose? Honestly, if
plan
you live closer, I'd
falls
invite
into
you over
place.
for a drink.
Would like
I
to.
love it.
I would like to investigate all of
I
the
mean, it's
medical.
their fault. They decided to come after us. I mean, we could have not learned their existence if Bucket hasn't passed on. But I don't like to hear that.
Well, also don't forget,
Yes,
this was a vendetta long planned by Church.
Mark, you were
Oh.
saying you were gonna do what now?
I would like to investigate all of the medical research if possible.
Yeah, sure. One of the one of the staff kind of takes you to this giant room just full of medical research. And is there a specific thing you're looking for?
Any research they have on rare diseases, rare sicknesses, and anything at all that could possibly be hidden from the general public that they do not want getting out for the greedy purposes of that jerk who used to own these things.
All right. So, going through the records, you find all sorts of the things you're looking for, the rare diseases, curses, stuff like that. You also find some very incriminating documents about the CEO and MedCorp in general. What you choose to do with those is your business. But one thing that particularly sticks out to you is you notice that there is a cure for your wife's sickness.
I smile and I take it and look it over.
Looking it
What does it
over,
entail?
you um it it gives you like kind of like a step by step, like almost breaking it down into like super like something a 5-year-old could understand terms of how to properly cure your wife's condition. You're looking through this and you kind of laugh at how like baby explained it is. Like you kind of laugh like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And then you're kind of like looking through and you're like, wow, I'm surprised I didn't think to try that or that. And this cure is like, this is like the ultimate cure. You could have it produced here in the MedCorp hospital and then go bring it to your wife who's currently in that makeshift cryopod you made as your lab did kind of burn to the ground.
Alright. I'm going to synthesize it immediately.
All right. So, one of the staff, you give them the orders like, "Hey, start making this immediately." And you notice that the staff you're talking to says, "I do apologize. I know you are an associate of Rexius, but I only take orders from him unless he has given permission for me to take orders from you."
Very well.
Damn.
Not know if he did, but I do know this. I immediately do it myself.
All right, yeah. Doing it yourself, you have full access to the lab. You kind of have to go somewhere else, but you do have access to it. It takes you about an hour and a half to kind of whip up this concoction. Before I get to the results though, is anybody else looking to do anything here?
If there's a
I'm
physical
probably going to go
medicine
into like
section,
my office and read through the documents that I can find there to essentially he's going to try and get rid of anything that seems just outright evil and unnecessary in an attempt to try and pull this more towards what he would be aligned with. He's also going to take the price and all the conditions and everything for the resurrection machine and drop 95% of the difficulty, so it's just this person died and they're not elderly for their race. It's not just it was time for them to go. You can come in, request it. It's like 10 gold, and then you're done.
Okay, all right. Um,
Oh.
so you kind of go through that. You do find like a piece of paper kind of saying, any incriminating evidence, and that's in air quotes, is going to be in the documents area. But you go through, you do the stuff with the resurrection machine, you get rid of anything scummy, illegal, anything like that, and you're kind of very quickly shaping this into your own business. Church, you were saying you were wanting to do something.
yeah, church is gonna go if there is any section for this. Church is gonna basically take over the entire physical medicine area for as his part of expertise.
Physical medicine, okay, all right. There is some. When you say physical medicine, do you mean like physical therapy?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, there is a division for
Church
that.
just in character. Church is just gonna word it in weird ways.
Oh boy.
I am going.
I'm actually kind of a church today because
I'm going to go meet with Rexius immediately after I'm done.
All right, yeah, we can kind of. I do see that you rolled that medicine check. Thank you for that. I was going to ask you to do that anyways. With a 19, you are successfully able to make the cure. No hiccups, no snags, anything like that. So you head over to what is now Rexius's office. The door is closed. You give it a knock. And then I'll let you two go from there.
I'll just yell up, "It's open."
Okay.
I come.
Open
I
the
immediately.
door aggressively.
I said that. Rexius. I went over a lot of their research. It seems that not only were they involved in rather illegal activities, but they also did not divulge many cures and medical research that medical breakthroughs that they have accomplished over the years. Seems that these things should be made available to the public. We have an obligation to do so.
I wholeheartedly agree.
All right, here is all of that. I put it on his desk.
And
So I'm.
sorry,
Go ahead.
And I to use this. I show him the cure for my wife.
So, but I see him holding it up and saying that he needs to use it. Rex does not know about most of that stuff with Hugin. He wasn't there. All he sees is just his friend saying, "I need this," so he just take it. If anyone complains, tell them to bring it up with me.
Understood.
and
I am going to, with the documents, because like I said, I'm removing everything that's scummy, illegal, evil, sketchy, and crappy. So immediately it's updated that if we have a cure, we offer the cure at least as one of the treatment options in lieu of trying to keep them paying for treatments for something we can just get rid of.
yeah, so if a
So
cure
we-
exists, it's an option.
Yeah, it's at least
Yes.
one of the choices.
Your guys' conversation is very abruptly cut off by another knock on the door. Excuse me, Mr. Rexius.
Enter.
You see a small little staff bot kind of hover his way in. I do not mean to interrupt the conversation, but the press is outside and they are looking for you.
Oh.
Of course. Tell them I'll be there in just a moment.
Very well. And with that, he turns around, he hovers away. That, however, is where we are going to end today's session. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like what you see, make sure you leave a like, you comment, you subscribe, and you ring that bell. Ding, ding, ding. And join the notification station. The whole shebang, shaboodle, the whole kit and caboodle, if you know what I mean. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my amazing players who make me want to drink for the amazing session. Once again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And this is Rose and Friends signing off. Good boy.